Biggest message I want to tell the community of Hendricks County is we need to prepare, we need to be safe, but we don't need to panic. We really don't need to panic.
Now at 5, new cases of coronavirus in central and northeast Indiana, a total of 2 in Hendricks County, with another student showing symptoms. We're live with the impact on students and families.
The worst fall on Wall Street since 2008. The Dow plunges more than 2,000 points. Why coronavirus is not the only thing to blame.
I'm sure you've noticed the clouds increasing today. Now it's about rain chances increasing tonight. How much to expect?
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First tonight at 5, there are now 4 cases of coronavirus in Indiana after we learned of our very first case on Friday.
And one of those is an Avon student where school officials canceled all classes through March 20th. However, health officials are urging you not to panic, but be smart about the choices you and your family make. This is what we know about the patients. One is a Hickory Elementary School student in Avon.
2 adults, one Marion County resident and another Hendricks County resident. Both had been to Boston and had ties to a conference where others were diagnosed with coronavirus.
There is also a case in an adult in Noble County, which is just a little north of west of Fort Wayne.
We have team coverage tonight, including the impact of coronavirus on cancer patients.
And we start with RTV6's Stephanie Wade live at Hickory Elementary School in Avon, where one student has tested positive. Stephanie.
Mark and Amanda, according to the Avon School's superintendent, now a second student is displaying symptoms at this time. He or she has not yet been confirmed to have the virus, though. It's also unclear if they're also a student at this elementary school. But to protect all students, the school has now closed every school in the district through March 20th.
The Hendricks County Health Department and Avon Community Schools are working closely to determine the web of individuals who have had direct contact with the 2 students. That web has grown very large.
It's e-learning days for the next 2 weeks for students in Avon. While the district cleans all of their buildings and buses, the health department is working to minimize exposure and spread of the coronavirus. There are a total of 4 confirmed cases in Indiana right now, 2 in Hendricks County, 1 in Marion, and 1 in Noble County to the north. The state health commissioner says they have tested 30 people for the virus, but have only had 4 positives. All are being home quarantined at this time. For Avon, all extracurriculars have been canceled. If families are unable to access e-learning days at home, they can fill out a form on their website to request learning packets for students. The district is also working on to-go food options for those who utilize food services. Students will return to school April 6th after spring break.
This is not a spring break where everybody runs out and goes to the mall, goes to the movies, goes to the theater, goes to, whatever museum. We really need, if we're going to have this work, to have these individuals social distance.
Now, officials would not confirm if either of the students came in contact with each other or how they contracted the virus, but we will keep you updated as things unfold. Reporting live here tonight in Avon, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Stephanie, thank you for that update. And the Chick-fil-A restaurant in Avon posted on Facebook that it has closed its playground area to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. They say this is a temporary closure out of an abundance of caution. They say they are also instituting some changes in their operation.
We've also learned today that the Hendricks County adult, the second case of coronavirus in the state, was screened Saturday via a new IU Health virtual clinic app. The online screenings exclusively for coronavirus were just launched Saturday, and it's free. As of this morning, there have been more than 200 screenings since Saturday. The mobile care app is staffed 24/7 with IU Health medical experts. To learn how to access the app, look for this story on the IndyChannel.com/coronavirus.
Hendricks Regional Health has launched a coronavirus hotline to offer phone screenings. It is open 24/7. That number is 317-520-5500. It's there to provide guidance on who should and should not be tested. And Community Health Network Network is asking anyone who suspects they have coronavirus to call first to help avoid the spread and guide you on the next steps to take. That number is 317-621-5500. And for those already taking on the fight of their life, the mere thought of coronavirus is a scary one. Troy Washington is working for you to explain what cancer centers are doing to protect those already in treatment.
As the coronavirus spreads, curiosity grows. There are questions like, how does the virus impact those already in the fight of their life with cancer or those undergoing chemotherapy treatment?
Patients undergoing chemotherapy and immunotherapy are at a greater risk for all of the viral illnesses that are out there.
Sarah Gretline is the medical director for the Joe and Shelley Schwartz Cancer Center and the Simon Cancer Center. She knows patients are already dealing with a lot when they come through the doors of one of her centers.
People around the world are concerned about the coronavirus right now. So cancer patients are already going through a time of anxiety and stress about their health, and this just makes it worse.
The problem is experts are still learning about the virus too.
We are all learning about this particular variant of coronavirus. There are many of them, but this particular coronavirus, all the information is new.
Their advice?
I advise them to avoid crowds that aren't necessary. So, for example, going to the supermarket, you don't go during peak hours, you go during the time when it's mostly empty. We can see that even for healthy people, a lot of large public gatherings are being canceled, and so patients at a higher risk of a severe illness, it certainly makes sense to reduce their exposure to travel.
The center says they were already restricting visitors because of the flu, but now there's a virtual hub that helps too. IU Health's virtual hub helps screen people for the virus in hopes of catching it early.
That allows us both to serve patients in the community and to protect patients already at our facilities.
Working for you in Carmel, Troy Washington, RTV6.
And experts tell us everyone should be refraining from touching your nose, eyes, or mouth with unwashed hands, washing your hands often for at least 20 seconds with soap and water, or using an antiseptic hand gel, avoiding crowded areas and sick people too.
Today marked the worst day on Wall Street since 2008. A dramatic start to the day. Trading was forced to stop after the stock market plunged. You can blame anxiety over coronavirus and an international oil price war. Now worries over the virus in our nation's capital as President Trump continues to downplay the risk. ABC's Andrea Fujiji has more now from New York.
Minutes after the opening bell, the stock market took a nosedive, down almost 2,000 points, more than 7%, kicking in an automatic trading stop amid fears of the coronavirus and an oil price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. Trading resumed before 10 a.m., but still with heavy losses. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar confident the U.S. response to the crisis will help the stock market rebound.
They've got tools to deal with that. But the public health and protecting the American people is the #1 priority.
The number of COVID-19 cases globally is now at more than 110,000. Here in the U.S., there are more than 500 confirmed cases and nearly 24 deaths. New York State with the most cases.
The fear and the hysteria is outpacing the reality of this situation.
Now concerns the virus has spread to Washington, D.C. Someone who attended a conservative conference last week where President Trump and Vice President Pence spoke has now tested positive for the illness. President Trump says he and close advisors haven't been tested.
No, I'm not concerned at all.
But GOP members of Congress who did interact with that attendee are now in self-quarantine. Meanwhile, the Grand Princess, kept off the coast of San Francisco, is docked in the port of Oakland, and everyone aboard will be quarantined. 19 crew and 2 passengers tested positive for COVID-19.
The waiting's been the hardest part by far.
Meanwhile, the State Department urging Americans to avoid taking cruises, especially people with underlying health concerns.
No large crowds, no long trips, and above all, don't get on a cruise ship.
Overseas, drastic measures in Italy, who have the most confirmed cases besides China. 16 million people restricted from leaving their towns and cities without special permission.
The threat of a pandemic has become very real. But it would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled.
As the number of coronaviruses increase, investors are bracing for another fall. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The FTC and FDA today sent warning letters to 7 companies about unsupported claims that their products can treat or prevent coronavirus. According to the FDA, there are no approved vaccines, drugs, or products currently available to treat or prevent the virus. The warning letters went to companies that advertise products including teas, essential oils, and colloidal silver as able to treat or prevent coronavirus. Again, according to the FDA, there are no products that can do this.
And as the coronavirus spreads across the country, we are on information overload. That's why you'll want to tune in to a special report Friday here at 7, Coronavirus, the Facts. Our Scripps national team has been asking the questions you want answered. You will walk away with a better and more accurate understanding of coronavirus and also be armed with the resources to help make the best decisions for you and your family. That's Friday at 7 here on RTV6. And health officials say the best way to guard against the virus is to learn about it. We have compiled everything you need to know about COVID-19 for you in one spot. Just head to the IndyChannel.com/coronavirus.
Now let's get your Storm Team 6 forecast. I'm in the tracking center with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory, coming off a gorgeous weekend. Great sunshine to see.
And mild temperatures.
Yes.
So we put it all together. Now it slowly unravels a little bit. It's still mild. We made it to 66 today. It's the wind, that 40-mile-per-hour gust this afternoon. We still have gusts well into the 30s as rain starts to approach. What's happening right now, the air's fairly dry over central Indiana. This first push of showers will fizzle as it comes into western Indiana, but what it's doing is just kind of setting the stage for this area of rain to finally complete the mission, and we start to see rainfall through the overnight hours into the morning tomorrow. That will come with the wind and mild conditions. We're down 5 degrees from our afternoon high, 61 now, 60 in Bloomington. Temperatures drop first in western Indiana, where you get some of that evaporation from the arriving rainfall. There's your wind speed. That won't change much tonight. It will still gust over 30 miles per hour. Best chance of rain tonight. It ends fairly quickly in the morning hours tomorrow. Talk about rain chances returning Wednesday and the temperature trend for the entire week ahead into the weekend coming up.
Still ahead, taking what you learn in the classroom and taking it into the community. The key lessons for some college students that could help them land their first jobs. It's another big week in the race for the White House. Voters in 6 states head to the polls tomorrow. A sort of mini Super Tuesday. Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden are preparing for a tough battle over Michigan. It's the biggest prize up for grabs this week with 147 delegates. Biden picked up new endorsements from former candidates, Senators Cory Booker and Kamala Harris. Sanders received a key endorsement from civil rights icon Jesse Jackson.
Republican Brian Bosma is the longest-serving House Speaker in Indiana history, but his term ended today. Last year, Bosma announced he would not run for re-election and instead retire from the legislature. Today, his replacement was sworn in. Representative Todd Houston of Fishers will be the new Speaker of the rest of the 2020 session and likely beyond. In his farewell message, Bosma got emotional as he thanked his family.
As I think about the most important things that I've done here, they aren't here. The most important thing that I've done don't look at me, is right over here.
Houston is scheduled to be the speaker for next year's session, but he has to win re-election for that to happen. Bosma was speaker for 12 years. He will finish out this session as a representative. The session is expected to end on Wednesday. Hiring Hoosiers is RTV6's focus to connect you to skills, resources, and jobs. And we find the ways that education can take you into a career.
Our Kelsey Anderson shows us a class that's getting us students out of the classroom and into the community, where they are learning to build important community relationships.
In an 88,000 square foot building nestled in the middle of downtown Muncie, Ball State students are hard at work.
The studio is entirely student driven.
Students working towards their masters in architecture are getting a first-hand experience in creating.
We're going to start fabricating these different elements.
But creating is already a passion for these students. The main takeaway for them is learning to build community relationships.
It's really taught us how to interact with the different community partners because we're working with Midwest Metals and other professionals.
something Olivia Zepp says is preparing her for a career post-graduation.
Working with all of the moving parts and the different people I'll have to be contacting and having the professional manner that you don't learn in a typical classroom.
Ball State partnered with Mad Jacks, the makerspace they work in, along with Minnetrista, Midwest Metals, and the Indiana Hardwood and Lumbermen Association.
Having all of these different materials accessible to us, plus this machine shop that we have here, allows us to explore things not just in the computer and in paper and in a theoretical fashion like we would in most classes, but we've been able to go hands-on as well.
Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
And Professor Kevin Klinger says they are always looking to work with more local businesses, either by helping them solve a problem they are having, or if someone has textiles they think the students can use. And make sure you are following our Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page for daily posts about job openings and all our Hiring Hoosiers coverage. Just go to facebook.com and search Hiring Hoosiers.
Mild day out there, nice temperatures, and hopefully we can keep that around, although Kevin's saying that it might unravel a little bit.
Just, you know.
A little
like
bit.
It does. It always is changing.
Give you the nonverbal. So we had 66 today. The rest of the work week temperatures above average. As we get to the weekend, we'll drop back into the 40s. So there's a little bit of a setback. We've got some rain on the way too. At least we've had a bit of a break. We've had 5 days straight with just nothing more than a trace of rain during that 5-day stretch. So that's good. We need a chance for the ground to kind of dry out. As I mentioned, a few sprinkles now, central Indiana, but the rain is back in Illinois. This will continue to push to the north and east. I think it will fill in from west to east as we go through the evening hours tonight. If you're headed out for a while, I'd definitely take the umbrella. How much rain? Most of the models are pretty similar, consistent around that ½ an inch. There's some spots that could see an inch if you catch. We may have a thunderstorm tonight, especially in the southern third of the state. Not expecting any severe weather, but a rumble of thunder may be heard. 56 in Crawfordsville, 59 as you can see in Terre Haute. The 50s are clustered here to the northwest, where you're getting the first shot of lower cloud cover and maybe some sprinkles. Temperatures from Indy east are in the low 60s. All right, Gracie, we got a decision to make. Going walking or just sit at home and snack?
I vote for B.
Yeah, why have to work for the snacks? Gracie and any other dogs that go out tonight may have some showers around, especially western half of the state before sunset. There are your temperatures. Slow to change this evening. Kathy Mason, thanks for sharing Gracie's picture. As we work our way from 7 to 11, the greens represent the rain. The yellows and oranges, a little heavier pockets of rainfall by 11 along Interstate 70 and 74, western Indiana. Then through the overnight, again, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. All this ends quickly during the day tomorrow, and you'll see in the 7-day forecast a daily chance for rain, but it won't impact the entire day on any of the day's forecast. The wind tomorrow, instead of being strong southwest, warming temperatures like happened today, they'll come out of the northwest. Our high temperature will occur tomorrow morning and fall from there. 7 a.m. rain around, 10 a.m. most of that into the Buckeye State. Then we'll hold on to the cloud cover, may see some breaks in the cloud cover before sunset tomorrow evening. There are the warmer temperatures in the morning with a better chance for showers. Then as we go into the afternoon hours, no more 50s. We'll be in the 40s and falling through the evening hours. Here's a 7-day forecast. A daily chance for showers, but remember, tomorrow just in the morning for a little bit, then we're dry. Not until Wednesday afternoon. Most likely late Thursday into Friday morning, and then over the weekend, the 40s arrive. Temperature 46 Saturday, 48 on Sunday. Oddly enough, those are the two coolest days in the 7-day forecast.
All right, back to the 50s then, after that.
We'll take it.
Thanks, Kevin. The excuse "I forgot" or "I've been busy" can get you out of a jam sometimes. But for 23 years, the guy who has some explaining to do. Next.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Well, it's easy to do and something we've probably all done at one time or another. Driven around with expired plates and not know it.
But this case you might find a little hard to believe. A Louisiana driver was riding around with this plate that had not been renewed since 1997. That's 23 years.
The Louisiana drivers are supposed to renew their tags every 2 years. Well, Slidell police said that when the driver was pulled over and questioned about it by the officer, he told the driver that he's been busy and, quote, totally forgot. Well, he must be a very busy guy for 23 years, right?
He apologized and told the officer he would take care of it as soon as he got home. No word if he got a ticket or a warning.
Wow. Can't believe it. 23 years. He got away with it.
Lucky guy.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Time to pay up now, though. All new at 6 p.m. here on RTV6. Thieves are trying to take advantage of the uneasiness many feel about the coronavirus, the scare tactics they're using to take your money.
But first on the Now Indy Wall Street Plunge, we talked to an expert about what you need to know about your accounts in this volatile market. You're watching RTV6. We'll be right back.